Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Arlecchino got changed completely and this also changed her base teams. While there's a lot of buffs and nerfs in her kit, ultimately she received a significant buff. Before starting with the teams, I will quickly go over her kit changes and try to make it as simple as possible so that you won't be clueless. Earlier, we were only able to get 85% bond of life with Arlecchino in single target situations, 70% from the mark that gets applied from her elemental skill and 15% from her burst. But now Arlecchino's elemental burst doesn't give 15% bond of life, but in return, it resets the elemental skill cooldown. This is a great addition as elemental skill is our main way to get the bond of life. This means you can get at least 2 casts in a single rotation, and I believe the bond of life stacks. The way she used to get bond of life also got changed. Now if you charge attack after applying the mark from elemental skill under 5 seconds, you will get 40% bond of life, and if you wait for 5 seconds, you get 70%. So this means that if you get 70% from the first skill cast and 70% from the next skill cast as well, you get 140%. The healing got moved to her burst, so the second skill cast will not clear her bond of life. Her base multiplier of her red dead state, that is when she has pyro infusion, got increased. Her elemental skill cooldown got doubled from 15 seconds to 30 seconds. However, each normal attack reduces the cooldown of her skill by 0.8 seconds. So with around 19 normal attacks, you can reduce the skill cooldown by around 15 seconds. Also, the bond of life decrease rate from normal attacks has been increased to 6.5%. So in short, she can now gain more bond of life and has increased multipliers. And in return, the bond of life decrease rate has been increased to 6.5%. So a new rotation will be like this. You need to cast at least 2 skills per rotation to get the max benefit from her kit. You would either want to get 110% bond of life or 140% depending on how long you want your rotation. You can start with a skill and wait for 3 to 4 seconds. During this duration, you can switch to your supports. Then use Arlecchino's burst and do a charge attack. Do not charge attack before burst as her burst will clear the bond of life. Then after using her burst, you can use her skill again. Then you can normal attack for 5 seconds or switch back to your other supports. Switch to Arlecchino again and do a charge attack. This will give you the maximum amount of bond of life, that is 140%. Or you can go for a shorter rotation with a skill at the start, then followed by a burst and a charge attack. Use the skill again and switch to your supports and then switch back to Arlecchino after 5+ seconds and do a charge attack. Then continue spamming your normal attacks. Do note that this rotation will change depending on your teams, but this will be the general rotation. Arlecchino's rotations got longer, which makes it harder to use her with characters like BENNETT or Yelan, who have shorter buff duration and doesn't fit with her rotations. You can still use her with BENNETT, but the character that is in spotlight now is Chevruz. Chevruz has long-lasting buffs and Arlecchino can easily make use of those buffs. So the best team to use with Arlecchino now would be a Chevruz Overload team. And for the next 2 slots, you need characters that can fit in those long durations. And the perfect character for those 2 slots are Fischl and Yaemiko, as you can easily have 100% uptime on their elemental skills. And quick swap teams like this are much easier to play with Arlecchino now, as you can easily swap back to Chevruz, Fischl or Yaemiko to refresh their buffs and skills. But if you don't have Yaemiko, you can use any other electro sub DPS like Beidou, Kuki Shinobu, Lisa or Raiden Shogun, or a pyro buffer or sub DPS like BENNETT or Xiangling in her place. But I wouldn't recommend using BENNETT against light enemies as Overload can push them back, and that means you can easily get out of BENNETT's circle. Well, that was our best team comp. You can still use her in other teams like in a mono pyro team with Xiangling, BENNETT and Kazuha, or you can use her in vaporized teams as well with Yelan or Xingqiu. But for now, Arlecchino fits perfectly well with Chevruz. So this means that the speculation I made in my Chevruz build guide video that she might be good with Arlecchino is now true. Do check out that build guide as you will now need it to build Chevruz. I am hoping that she will be added in Arlecchino's banner so that every Arlecchino main can have her. Let me know in the comments what will be your Arlecchino team. Don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe for more Genshin Impact content. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching.